Hey, hello friends. In this video, we are going to implement flatten array with depth. So this is medium question and there is an easy version of the same question is available and I already made a video for that. If you want, you can have a look. So let's explore this problem. We have an input array and depth. So we have to flat this nested array till the given depth. So in this example, we have 1, 2, 3 and we have one more nested array which is in depth 1 and also 6 and 7 which is nested inside this particular array, which means this is in depth 2, right? So now what we have to do is we have to flat this array till depth 1, which is 4 and 5 is getting flattened and this array 6 and 7 is not getting flattened because it is in depth 2. Same way, we have one more array and here we have depth 2 and with this we want to flat this array till depth 2. So we can see everything in this array is flattened. So if you're not clear with the question, you can go through this input and output. It will be much more clear. And if you need help in interview preparation, you can find me on LinkedIn. And the link is also available in my GitHub profile. So let's implement the solution. So first, let's implement the flat with depth method. And this is going to take two arguments. One is going to be the array and the depth. So we can call this method here and we are going to pass array and the depth. So what we are going to do is now we are going to go through these elements one by one. So if it is an array, we are going to again call this flat with method with this as argument. Else we are just going to push these values inside an result array. So let's declare a result array. So now we are going through elements one by one by using for each. And here we are going to get the item and we are going to check whether the item is an array or not by using array.isArray method. If it is an array, then flat even more. Else we are going to push that primitive value which is not an array, right? So that inside this a result array. So let's push result inside this. Okay. So we have to implement this logic. So in previous video, which is the simplified version of this problem, we are just calling this flat method with this array, right? So now we have depth also. So we need to check whether we can flat even more in this particular depth or not, right? So for that we need to know the current depth, right? So for that I'm going to introduce one more argument, which is current depth. By default it's going to be 0, so that we no need to pass it over here. So now we are going to call this method, okay, with the item, which is if there is an array, then that array will be passed again here. And also we need to pass the depth. Along with that, we need to pass current depth plus 1. So what happens here, whenever we get into this function again, the current depth will increase, right? So before getting into this method, we want to check whether the current depth is less than the depth, right? So the current depth, if it is less than the given depth, then we can get into this, else we can directly push that item into this array. So let's console the result. So we can see the result as expected, right? So I'm using 0 here, that's why I'm using less than symbol. If I'm using 1, I can use less than or equal to, which is going to give the same result. Alright, if this video is helpful, give it a like and also share with your friends and subscribe to this channel.